Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week it is the beginning of September and that means the start of university. So I'm going to give you an advice video on all those freshers starting university. Some advice will be music related, some will not. So let's go. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know, my name is Francesca and this is my channel about promoting music education. Let's get on with the video. Tip 1. Don't stress, which is obviously a lot easier said than done, but you have to remember, I mean, for music at least, first year doesn't count. So it's not going towards your overall degree grade. But obviously that's not to say don't work hard, because if you work hard in first year, it will reflect in your later years at university and will make it easier for you. So work hard, but you know, give yourself a break every now and then. That is to say though, if you want to do a year abroad in music, which is optional, you have to get a 2-1 at the end of first year to qualify to be able to apply for a year abroad that you would do in third year, and then your final year would be in fourth year. I remember last year, the whole first time I was stressing so much about getting a 2-1 that I just got really bogged down and stressed. And then I decided to just sort of let it be, and if I was going to get a 2-1, great. If I wasn't going to get a 2-1, fine. And I just stopped stressing about it, and then all worked out well. Now I have the option to do a year abroad. Hooray! And if you are really stressed, remember, you're stressed because you care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be as stressed. So take a step back, go make a mug cake with your flatmate. I can tell you it's a lifesaver. Mug cakes will save you. They're a saving grace. Go hang out with your flatmates for a few minutes and then go back to your room, go back to your work and get back to it. But if you're stressed, it means you care. So remember that, and maybe go listen to your favourite piece of music, go watch a performance of your favourite performer, and remember why you are sat at your desk doing that work and working towards the future that you want. So on to tip 2, keep on top of things. My diary last year was a lifesaver, as well as the mug cakes. All I did, more or less, was write lists. So if I just had something to do that day, I'd sit down and write a list of stuff that I had to do and tick it off as I went along. And that helped me be so productive. I wouldn't have been half as productive without the list, because you can see how much you're doing throughout the day and you're like, oh well, I've only got 2 more tasks to do. Yes, so diary and a calendar. Phone calendars are the best, and also I had a calendar on my wall for just so that I could see everything laid out in the year. Essays. The way I did my essays was I did it over a 3-week period. So I would do a week. The first week would be my reading, so the reading that I would do for my essay. The second week I would plan it. I make my plans really detailed. I colour code it. Colour coding is amazing, so colour code your introduction, your first point, your second point, and then in red I add in things like questions. So I might ask, you know, I might have a paragraph on, I don't know, Verdi, and then I might have a question in red saying, how does this point link to the next point, or something like that. And then the final week, the third week, is writing up the essay and going through it and then submitting it. So that's kind of my plan for essays. Hopefully that kind of works. In terms of music students, in first year you will have composition modules, and I very highly recommend getting a composition buddy. Literally just someone to go and do your compositions with. If you set a time together to go to this place and sit and do your compositions, your separate individual compositions, It's so much more fun and will get you out to do it instead of procrastinating. So I recommend composition buddies because they're really cool. Get into a daily email habit. You will get university emails via your university email, so check it, because most of the time it's stuff that's not really, might not be relevant to you, but sometimes it can be something quite important, like keeping on track with choir rehearsals and information to do with choir and orchestra and music ensembles. That is all through email, so keep in check. Oh my gosh, I haven't been counting. We're on probably like 4 or 5. Well, anyway, point 4 or 5. Find your study spot, whether that be your room, the kitchen. I find that in Mason, the sort of buffet settee bit by the window with the open window was always really nice to kind of sit and people watch, look out the window, watch the canal boats go by and do your work at the same time. I also really liked working in my room, small and cozy, and because I found that because I'm not in a house, there isn't as much to distract me, so the only thing there was to do was to work. So I quite liked working in my room. The library, they put blankets in there now, so the library's good. At the University of Birmingham, the Guild is really good. There's a Costa that's quite quiet during the day. There's lots of spaces. You could go to the Bramall Music Building, that's a really good spot. Yeah, there's lots of little cute little nooks and crannies that you can find around campus that are really good, quiet, peaceful study spots if you want to study. Yeah. Oh, and scholarships. I don't know that much about scholarships. I'm sure you can find out more about it on the website, but what I do know is that you cannot get a music scholarship if you're a music student, which is kind of seems obvious, but you might not know. So there you go. On to the fun stuff. Mug cakes, I've already said, amazing. Make friends, so be as friendly and as approachable as possible. Some might say that Freshers Week is overrated, and 95% of the time you won't find your best friend on the first day. So don't worry if you're still settling in after the first week and finding friends. Go join as many societies as you like, because the more societies you join, you can always drop out of them if you get too stressed, where it's more difficult to start with nothing and then try and join societies once people have already got into the flow of those societies, if that makes sense. So join what you can, don't overdo it, but yeah, try something new, check out something different. It's all fun and meet new people. Yeah. Don't worry if you don't get all along perfectly with your flatmates. You might not find your best friends with your flatmates. I'm really lucky to be living with some of my flatmates next year, and I love them and they're amazing. Yeah, sometimes you hit the jackpot, sometimes you don't. Hopefully your course mates maybe then are the jackpot, and vice versa. You spend a lot of time together. So yeah, you know, you're with each other 24/7, and it can seem quite overwhelming and like you have to constantly be messaging each other or constantly be with each other and making an effort. But I mean, I know I find that quite tiring mentally, physically. So don't worry if you just, you know, if there's something going on but you just need to take some me time. That's perfectly acceptable. This is a stressful experience that you're being thrown into, straight into the deep end. So don't worry if you just need to take a step back, FaceTime your family, maybe you need to go home for a weekend. Just take it at your own pace. Oh, don't constantly get pissed. You know, it's fun to go out, I'm sure, for some people, and get completely smashed, but you are doing your degree. You know, you don't have to spend £9,250 to go out. You can do that at home for a tenner, whereas, you know, you might as well make the most of the education that you're paying for. So go to your lectures, try not to get too drunk, but enjoy first year as much as you can. So find a nice balance. Eat well. That is an important thing. You must eat well. That kind of links in with money management. Provide yourself with a plan. Make yourself a plan. Allocate how you're spending your money. I'm going to spend this amount on a supermarket shop, and meat is expensive and alcohol is expensive. So, you know, do what you will with that information. I am obviously vegan and don't drink, so woo. Take snack breaks while you're studying. Don't push through and skip meals. Please try not to skip meals. Your brain needs power. If you've been sitting at your desk all day and working and you feel like you haven't done any exercise, doing work exercises your brain so much that you are still burning a lot of calories. So eat well and you will do better. Vapor rub, you will get freshers flu. If you don't, I give you a medal, because it will find you and it will get you. Just take vapor rub and honey and lemon and just be prepared to be knocked down probably more than once throughout the year. I got ill a few times last year, even though I try so hard not to get ill, especially as a singer. So vapor rub, it's great. Money management. For shopping, I find online shops are really helpful because you don't need to make time in your day to go out somewhere, you just do it online, and we did it as a flat. That was kind of handy. And remember that you have to pay for societies, or I'm sure not, maybe not for all societies. So societies may have a entrance fee, and some societies have an entrance fee and weekly payments for classes and stuff. So in terms of money management and how many societies you're doing, check out the prices. And yeah, I think that's more or less everything for now. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to message me on Instagram. My name is just Francesca Barbella on Instagram. Go like, comment, subscribe. What other stuff is there? Click the notification bell so that you know when I post. Follow my Instagram. Yeah, and have a good time. Have a really good time. Enjoy starting uni and do amazing, and don't stress too much. Yeah, be kind to each other and have fun and be wonderful. Yeah, you go nailing this uni life. I guess I'll hopefully see you next week with another video. Much love to you all. Bye bye.